Okay, this is Matt Shaw on behalf of Knightsbridge Trading Academy. This is the 8th training video combining technicals with fundamentals. Now, pretty simple. I just want to talk here just for a couple of minutes about combining the fundamental aspects, very simple fundamental aspects, not looking at specific bits of data, whereas before we were looking at the economic calendar and we were looking at the calendar purely for specific events that were due out and what the fallout was for that. But for now, what I want to see is just the general headlines. Whether you use Forex Live, Daily FX, whatever you want to use. I use Forex Live, but we're just going to scroll down a few of the headlines and compare them to what's going on in the market right now with the technical picture. Now, this is how you combine the two. Going by what you've previously learned and now going by what we've got on our charts. Very, very powerful indeed. Now, for instance, this is the 19th of September. We've seen a rally of sorts in the pound. Let me just go back to the economic calendar. If we go back to Thursday of last week, which was the 14th, you'll know that earlier that day, we saw the Bank of England, as you can see here, the Monetary Policy Committee sort of hinted that there would be more interest rates to come. They paused, everything was in line, but they hinted that there would be more interest rate rise to come. Hence the pound rallied on the back of this, which obviously currencies love. Any hint of interest rates about to rise or rise in the future, currencies of that economy or that country absolutely thrive on that basis. Conversely, they will go lower if rates are set to decline. So after this time, the pound saw a good rally. Now, as you can see here, this was around that time. As you can see, the 14th, the markets continued to rally for a couple of trading sessions. Obviously, pound yen was another one, very much here the same, and also pound kiwi, which I also held and made some, as you can see here, made a few profits on as well. Not much, still just testing a small account. And this was the reaction to that. Now, this was purely on the back of potentially about to raise rates. Now, specifically on rates or even retail sales, they can only go so far. Markets can only go so far when this happens. After any announcement, on the back of that announcement alone, on that fundamental picture, markets can only go so far generally before they pause and take a breath. And then it's taken advantage of that pause and then maybe looking to cash in a little bit of potential sells in order to make money on the price of the market going down. And that's what you can do. It generally takes around a few hundred pips of a currency before the market starts to turn back around. Now, let me just go and see how we can just amalgamate this with the general view of the fundamentals. Now, for instance, you log on. First thing you do on Forex Live, just look at what's out there, what's being murmured in the markets. Okay, so Eurozone July construction output, month on month, 0.2% as previous. That's not bad. So overall, Euro, okay, that's not bad. We're looking at the Euro now. So the Euro has also not done bad over the last, like pound rallied against the yen, the Euro has also rallied against the yen. And look at this. Even though the pound has been doing so well, obviously it's sold off after that huge decision. But since then, the market, after the crowd sort of started to temper down after the announcement, which the 24 hours after a big announcement like that, sometimes it's best just to completely leave the market. Euro suffered against the pound because the pound was rallying so much off the back of the MPC hinting, Bank of England saying they will raise rates later in the year. Now, since then, the euro has recovered somewhat, and also euro against the dollar. Check out the euro against the dollar. It's been doing quite well over the last couple of weeks. So We then look at Germany, September, ZEW, current situation 87.9 versus 86.2 expected. We'll await to see that outcome. Now, euro-pound orders are still on the rise as pound rally falters, which has come off. So euro-pound orders are looking solid as well by the banks. More people are looking to buy euros now as opposed to pounds. Pound dollar orders, they're in retreat again, along with pound yen leading the way to the downside. So pound is starting to turn, isn't it? Now, we still look here, Eurozone, current account SA, 25.1 billion euros versus 22.8 billion previous. So that, again, better than expected. It's looking good for euro. So sometimes when you've caught a good rally, or maybe even you've missed out but you want to get in, again, we'll come to this later, you're not looking to try and make up for potential opportunities you missed or actual losses. It's all about switching tact. So the pound has done its thing, it's rallied up a lot, and now maybe it's time to switch markets. Now the euro is looking good. Everything's being confirmed fundamentally. Euro pound orders, German data, Eurozone construction. The German data is not confirmed yet, but again, we'll wait for confirmation on that. And again, euro dollar orders finding early gains. Now, this is interesting. Dollar yen has nothing to do with the euro, you might say, but look at this, dollar yen. Let's look at how the euro has performed against the yen and also the dollar. So euro yen is looking fairly strong, isn't it? It's quite good. It's on an upward trajectory. Good path there, holding above its two shorter moving averages. Now let's look at euro dollar. Again, very much the same. Now let's look at dollar yen. Dollar yen, again, very much the same. So if you were looking to trade a euro pair, dollar is looking stronger only at the minute though. It's on an upward path. Dollar overall is looking stronger against the yen. The yen is a lot weaker right now. So maybe the pair to trade, instead of euro against the dollar, because dollar is also looking quite strong, now the pound is on the retreat. The pound is on the retreat with the yen, and now the euro and the dollar look the stronger currencies. So if you were to go long a currency, it's best to stay out of euro against the dollar because the dollar is also strong. So you're best off choosing euro against the yen, because maybe euro has got a little bit more to go against the yen as opposed to the dollar. Yes, it will come up against some stiff resistance somewhere, but it's got more of a chance. Now the euro is on a momentum forward. Now it's switching from the pound's momentum, now it's the euro's. The euro yen has possibly got more to go than euro dollar. Okay, so it's all about looking at those other pairs and assessing yourself pretty much what would be the best one to trade. Because if dollar's also looking quite strong, it's probably better to go with the weaker, because the yen weakness still notable. Yen is still looking to come off, combined with the pound. We just pick a pair here, Aussie against the yen, for instance. Again, yeah, Aussie dollar looking quite strong against the yen. So Aussie dollar over the last sort of 2 days, or especially since last Friday, it's looking quite strong and it's held its own. So it's not looking to sell off. It's actually looking quite strong, holding up against the yen. So there's a weakness there with the yen. Euro looking strong. The best pair to trade here is euro yen. We've combined the fundamentals by looking just at a rough couple of minutes, looking at the headlines, combine that with the fundamentals, with the technicals of where the markets have been over the past few sessions and where they could potentially rally to also. Again, the potential rally here for euro yen is quite substantial. Could get back up towards that 135 level at least. So that's that, combining both for potentially even better profit. Thank you guys. Thank you very much.